Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, September the 1st. Oh my God, this year is going by so fast. Friday, September the 1st, 2023. Friday, September the 1st. Well, let me get the yada yada, nothing stuff out the way because we have quite a bit of things happening, different scenes. Wasn't a whole bunch of back and forth to the same people, thank God. We have Maxi showing the kids their new house, Lulu's house that they're renting. And Georgie, of course, has an attitude. She's the typical teenager, you know, attitude. And Maxie ends up talking to her because she's like, yeah, I remember playing here as a kid, but won't this feel strange for you? This is Aunt Lulu's house. And so Maxie says, you know what? I think about Aunt Lulu all the time, everywhere I'm at. And I'm going to think about her here, but I think she would love us to make memories here. And Georgie kind of came along with it because look, James and Felicia spotting out rooms. And so Maxie ends up telling her, you better go pick your room. And look, and they both know it ain't the master bedroom. So that ain't even on the table. So it all comes back to Georgie gets the room she wants with the view. James gets the room he wants. Now they have an extra room for the baby, and Maxie has the master bedroom. So good move for them. Good move for them. So that is that. And then we have Valentin talking to Charlotte. I love the original Charlotte back. She was kind of down in the dumps that the house was actually being rented, but this was like a change in the writing because the other actress that played Lulu is who Dante took to see, that played Charlotte is who Dante took to see Lulu. And when she came out, she was saying it's a shame that mom's house is sitting empty. Right? That's what she told him. So now Charlotte, I guess, is like the reality. It is being rented. And Valentin said, I just want to get your thoughts about it. And she goes, why? What difference does it make? It's already been rented. And Valentin says, well, listen, that was Dante's decision to make, because really that's Dante's house with Lulu. And he said, and I just want to hear your thoughts because they matter to me. And so Charlotte ended up telling him the truth. Bottom line, she's never had a place to call home for very long at all. And that wasn't one of them either. Right? And it hit home with Valentin because when you think about it, the most home she had was when he had Spoon Island. Wonder will he buy it? He probably has enough money. That's interesting. Valentin has more money than Spencer. But we don't know how much money Spencer has. We'll see how that's going to work out. There may be a clause somewhere that it has to stay with a Cassadine. And at the time, I don't know, because then Victor wouldn't have given it to Ava, but Ava was a Cassadine. But who cares about that? So anyway, he ends up saying, Mona Meat, Mona Petite, whatever he calls her, mini me, that he hasn't done a good job of giving her stability, giving her a real home. And she says, no, Papa, I always know you'll come back. She's making excuses for him. Don't most kids make excuses for their parents, right? And you were living with Anna, and then now I know her house burned, and now you don't really have a place to live. And I'm thinking, no, living with Anna, you should have been there too. And bottom line, get a place for your daughter, Valentin. Get a place for your kid and raise her, Lord. And she goes, but now with grandmother gone, I can't be at her house with Spencer and Esme, So anyway, he ends up promising her in the end that he's going to do better. He's going to do better. And now this was another interesting scene. We have Olivia. She closed the whole pool down for the day and told, the pool personnel to go home. And she was trying to recreate the accident. And she wanted Nettie to walk through it to see if it jogged some memory. Well, as they're going through it, she's setting the stage and he's standing here and she goes, okay, now walk towards me. Nina comes up. And she's coming in because she heard that Olivia closed down the pool. She was coming up to find out why, right? And she sees Olivia and Nettie. And so she kind of hears what Olivia's saying. And so, of course, she interjects, comes in. Oh, Olivia. And Olivia stops and looks at her. And Nettie looks at her, right? And so she goes, I heard you close down the pool. I'm just up here to make sure everything is okay. And Olivia looked at her and says, yeah, everything is fine. And I think when she initially went in, she goes, no, everything is fine. We're up here trying to recreate the scene to see if we can get Eddie's memory back. And so Nina kind of steps towards Olivia and says, do you think that's wise? You know, traumatic brain injuries, do you think it's wise to do that? Olivia looked at her and Nettie looked at her and she goes, we're fine. Okay. I was just saying. And Olivia's like, get out of here. And so Nina goes, okay, bye, Olivia. And she looked at Nettie and goes, Ned. And he looked at her for the first time. It was funny. He gave her a strange look like, what do you want? Nina, Now, remember before when he was Eddie, wasn't she calling him Eddie? She's one of the first ones to say Eddie. Because she wanted him to remain Eddie. I don't know why she made an point and said Ned this time. That was interesting. So anyway, he finishes. He tells Olivia he'll do it for her. So he walks through and she goes, now walk through slowly and see if something comes to mind. Drew says you rushed over to him. And I'm thinking, then why didn't she have him rushed over there versus walking slowly? So when he got there, she goes, do you remember anything? And he says, I have been told this story so many times about the so-called accident that I don't know if it's something I've been told or that I'm actually remembering. But I know nothing really is coming to mind. And he goes, I'm sorry, Olivia. She goes, no, you tried. It was worth a try. Because she's like, Brooklyn is really, she needs her father. Oh my goodness, Tracy has done some things. And so she goes, it was just worth a try. And he goes, Olivia, you have been really good to me. And I appreciate it. And so he looked at her and he goes, friends? So he put his hand out and she looked at him and she goes, friends. And she took his hand. She shook his hand. So, I mean, he likes Olivia. And to me, that's a good starting block. At least she's not pushing him away. So now he's, still wants to run away. So that was good. And then we have, Cyrus is doing his little Bible sermon, and they did this voiceover through the majority of the show. Cyrus voiceover on a lot of it, right? Oh, he's talking about deliverance against their enemy is at hand. And, things are changing tonight. The Lord is going to, he just going on. And then, as a matter of fact, the warden came in to make sure things were on the up and up. But I don't know. To me, at the end, they had a strange conversation. Is she kind of in on something with him? I don't know. Or was she really skeptical of him? Right? But she could see he was only talking Bible stuff because he really threw in some scriptural passages when she was there. But he's just saying, yeah, the enemy is being brought to justice. So, he is just, yes. He's thinking, oh my goodness, is happening. So now we have Willow and Wiley are meeting Michael at the Metro Court. And of course he says, and he runs over to Nina and Nina, Willow and him talk to Nina. And so then Wiley goes, I didn't know he was going to be here. Can I go see Grandpa? And so Nina looks up at Willow And by this time, Michael is here because maybe he was just behind them on another elevator, right? So Michael is there, and Nina looks at Willow and looks at Michael, and Michael's like, I don't care. Yeah. So she goes, let's go. Or Willow looks at Michael, and he's like, I don't care. And so she goes, yeah. So she takes him over, and him and Christina were having dinner. Actually, before Christina got there, Nina says, Sonny, I have something I need to talk to you about. She was going to tell her about Sasha. But then Christina comes up, hi, Nina, are you going to join us for dinner? And that's what she said, no, I wish I could, but Olivia asked me to watch the floor. And now I'm finding out she closed down the pool area, so I'm going to have to see what's going on. And then that's when Nina went up after, they had a little Wiley, Sonny, and talk. So Wiley says, look, can we come over to your house and play baseball and have a barbecue? And Sonny's like, well, look, where I live is way, way up high. There's no room for baseballs and barbecues. Oh, Wiley's like, oh, okay. So anyway, Michael and Nina, no, that's when Michael comes in. And he goes, Daddy! So he goes running to Michael. And Michael looks up and he says, what's all this? And Willow says, well, Sonny was here, because look, you can't say Nina was here. That's her hotel. She owns half of it. Anytime you make a reservation at the Metro Court, you should kind of know we're probably going to run into Nina, right? But she goes, yeah, Sonny was here having dinner too. And Michael goes, well, that's fine, whatever. So as they're going to the table, Wiley is like, Daddy, can we invite Grandma Nina and Grandpa Sonny over for a barbecue and play baseball at our house? Grandpa says he lives way up high and we can't barbecue and play baseball there. So Michael looks at him and he looks at Willow and he goes, Wiley, if that's what you want, yes, that's what we'll do, right? So, of course, Christina is talking to Sonny. Oh, tell him about the board has been chosen and yada, yada, yada. And talking about how, look, Wiley's probably going to be the catalyst to getting Nina the bridge. Well, the bridge is already happening. Willow is letting Nina in slowly. So Nina comes back from up top and Willow beckons her over and Wiley says, Grandma Nina, we can have a picnic a barbecue at our house and play baseball, and you and Grandpa Sonny can come. And so Willow says, if that's something you'd be interested in. And so Nina looks at Michael first. Like, should I say yes? And Michael's like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, come on now. If Willow's already saying, inviting her, Michael's sitting right there. It's already okay with Michael. Willow called her over. Wiley's right there. But she's looking like, and Michael's like, why? Nina's the one. If she gets Michael separate, can you not be there? See, that's Nina. Michael's got other things on his mind. And like he told Willow, I'm leaving that to you. And he is. Goodness, he's like, oh, a lot of Nina. And she goes, yeah, you know what? But she goes, I'm still skeptical of her. She said, but Wiley isn't. And Michael's like, yeah, he's not. And so Nina asked him, would he like to come over and make some kind of little non-alcoholic drink? Was it a Roy Rogers, whatever, Johnny Rogers, whatever the drink was. And so Willow says, yeah, but not too much sugar. So anyway, she's teaching him how to make it. But now I want to go to a scene when, let's see, where are we? Oh, Carly gets a tip from a customer named Sam, I think. What is that customer's name? Steve comes in. He's a regular dock worker. Carly is becoming a hit. Kelly's is now becoming the popular spot. Everybody's noticing the changes. She's really perking it up and probably adding new things to the menu. And so she goes, hey, Steve, your usual? And he says, I don't know if I should be saying this, but I really like you and I'm going to tell you. And he tells him, he goes, think I came across as he was coming to Kelly's. I walked past the FBI staging area. And as I'm walking by, the name Corinthos came up. There's something happening on the docks. So I just wanted to let you know. And so she's like, wow. But first, she got him some coffee. Then she says, well, what information would you like to tell me? And that's when he told her everything, right? So then she gives him his order and she goes, it's on the house. And he goes, no. She goes, nope, it's on the house. Thanks for the information. Soon as he walked out the door, she's calling Sonny. But Christina is talking to Sonny, so he just lets it go to voicemail. Now, mind you, Jocelyn was there at the beginning of the show, finishing up some stuff for Carly. She and Dex was supposed to be going to a concert. And Dex came in and told her that at the last minute, Sonny asked him to work. So he could not go to the concert with her. And, oh, there we go again. She's back on Sonny, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, he said you could have the night off. He goes, Josh, sometimes things change. Yeah, but he, this, that, and the other, something. And so Dex says, so are you trying to say I don't have a mind of my own to make decisions? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Oh, she backed off of that. I'm just saying, when you have the night off, he goes, things change, Joss. And I need to work tonight. Well, okay, yeah. And she goes, she kind of huffed, but Dex was like, I gotta go. So he left. So, of course, she then comes in and you see her calling him, I don't like the way we left it. No, I understand. Yeah, you backed up off of that because you couldn't guilt him. So Carly comes rushing in. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I know I'm late. I know the concert is going to begin soon. You can go ahead and go. I'll take over from here. And so this is before Carly got the tip from this guy. And so Jocelyn told her that Dex had to work. Sonny has something for him to do. Last minute, Dex can't go to the concert. And she was complaining. And Carly's like, get used to this, Jocelyn. This is what Dex is choosing. She goes, yeah, but you asked Dex now, to keep an eye on Sonny. And she goes, and you know why, Jocelyn? Carly don't back off of that either. No, I know. So it's like, then stop your belly aching, really. And so she goes, you know what? I'm going to go to the concert with my friends like I planned. And so Carly's like, well, that's a good idea. So Jocelyn leaves. And now her customer comes and gives her this tip. So Carly calls Sonny first. He lets it go to voicemail. The very next, you know what? Before Sonny gets upstairs and Sonny, sees Wiley and Christina and all of that, like one of the first scenes of the show, Sonny's getting ready to get on the elevator. He's on the phone. He goes, is everything set for tonight? Or is everything all set? And probably Britt on the phone said, yep. And he goes, good. And he gets on the elevator, cat's meow on his face, like, yeah. And he pushes the button. And I'm thinking, okay, what's up, right? So now we have the FBI coming in to the Metro Court, and Wiley is over at the table with Michael and Willow, and they're just yelling across, Sonny Corinthos. I'm thinking, you yelling across a restaurant versus walking up to the table. You're under arrest for whatever. I forget what they told him, what it was for. And he goes, wait, what? And Christina, no, Dad, that's my father, no. And so an officer grabs her because she's trying to get him, let my father go. And so Sonny's like, Christina, get your hands off my daughter. He said, get your hand. And so Michael comes rushing over, and he comes between Christina and the FBI agent, and he goes, Chrissy, calm down, right? And so she goes, they're taking Dad. No, Michael, do something. And Michael said, Chrissy, Dad will take care of this. You need to calm down. So, because he already knew. And Nina's standing there looking. I'm surprised she didn't go, Sonny, is this when you almost got shot at the warehouse? Is this because, yeah. She didn't say nothing. And Olivia and Ned were back from the top by then. So everybody's looking at this. So Sonny's like, I'll handle it, as they get him on the elevator. And as they're putting him on the elevator, Cyrus, oh, his sermon is really coming through about the enemy being brought to justice, right? And deliverance is upon us, right? So now let's get to Dex. Carly's talking to Dex, saying, Dex, because Dex is standing with the guy on top of the stairs, and his phone rings because he goes, they're late picking up the shipment. There's a pikeman shipment. He goes, the boss wants to get this gone. He wants it out of the warehouse and off these docks. And he goes, yeah, I know, but they're running late. So Carly calls and Dex says, I got to take this phone call. So he steps around the back to the stairwell and he goes, Miss Spencer? And so she goes, Dex, Jocelyn tells me you're working for Sonny tonight. If you are working on the docks, there's going to be a raid. Because when she goes, Jocelyn told me you're working for Sonny, he's kind of looking like, why would she tell her? She goes, there's going to be a raid. Get out of there. Get off of those docks now. So Dex comes and he peeks. That's where you see him with the phone to his ear at the top, right, peeking. And now he's hearing, he's seeing, like, he's hearing sirens and FBI. Why is my, there we go. You know, FBI. So he gets right back behind the stairwell. Well, and agents come, all sides on Sonny's men, right? And they're like, put your hands up in the air and get down. So Dex, he steps back and then he kind of peeks and he sees they're going to be arrested. So he books out of there. He books out of there so fast, it's not even funny. Carly saved him from being seized or arrested. So my thoughts are this. With Cyrus claiming victory, with Sonny, remember, they planted false information about the shipments for pikemen that was on the flash drive. How much do you want to bet everybody the FBI, when they open up these crates, it's only going to have Corinthos coffee in them? They're only going to have coffee because, Sonny, it's false information. And he's going to then they're going to know, wait a minute, right? And then Cyrus is going to know, wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. I think, look, Sonny going to be out within 10 minutes. Saying, look, there is nothing illegal about me shipping coffee to my customers. Either way, I think this is Sonny orchestrating this. I really do. And I'm going to be so happy if that's the case. So that was good. That's it, everybody. That Friday was a great episode. We had some movement. I can't wait for Monday to see what's going to happen, right? But yeah, so moving on General Hospital. So I'll be back. And I don't know if they're going to be on Labor Day. I kind of think they might, but you know, with the way the writer, all the stress, they may not. They may play a rerun Monday, and we'll be back on Tuesday. But whatever day there's a new episode, I will be back with another daily recap of General Hospital.